10 billionaires who grew up poor. Let's see.
Number 10. Howard Schultz. Starbucks president Howard Schultz grew up in a housing complex for the poor. In an interview with The Mirror, Schultz said, "Growing up I always felt like I was living on the other side of the tracks. I knew the people on the other side had more resources, more money, happier families. And for some reason, I don't know why or how, I wanted to climb over that fence and achieve something beyond what people were saying was possible. I may have a suit and tie on now, but I know where I'm from and I know what it's like." Schultz ended up winning a football scholarship to the University of Northern Michigan and went to work for Xerox after graduation. Shortly after, he took over a coffee shop called Starbucks, which at the time had only 60 shops. Schultz became the company's CEO in 1987 and grew the coffee chain to more than 16,000 outlets worldwide. Number 9. Doone Chun. Forever 21 founder Doone Chun worked as a janitor, gas station attendant, and in a coffee shop when he first moved to America. The husband and wife team Doone Chun and Jin Suk behind Forever 21 didn't always have it so easy. After moving to America from Korea in 1981, Doone had to work 3 jobs at the same time to make ends meet. They opened their first clothing store in 1984. Forever 21 is now an international, 480-store empire that rakes in around $3 billion in sales a year. Number 8. Ken Langone. Investor Ken Langone's parents worked as a plumber and cafeteria worker. To help pay for Langone's school at Bucknell University, he worked odd jobs and his parents mortgaged their home. In 1968, Langone worked with Ross Perot to take Electronic Data Systems public. It was later acquired by HP. Just 2 years later, he partnered with Bernard Marcus to start Home Depot, which also went public in 1981. Number 7. John Paul DeJoria. The man behind a haircare empire and patron tequila, once lived in a foster home in his car. Before the age of 10, DeJoria, a first-generation American, sold Christmas cards and newspapers to help support his family. He was eventually sent to live in a foster home and even spent some time in a gang before joining the military. With a $700 loan, DeJoria created John Paul Mitchell Systems and sold the shampoo door-to-door while living in his car. He later started Patron Tequila, and now invests in other industries. Number 6. Ralph Lauren. Ralph Lauren was once a clerk at Brooks Brothers dreaming of men's ties. Lauren graduated high school in the Bronx, New York, but later dropped out of college to join the Army. It was while working as a clerk at Brooks Brothers that Lauren questioned whether men were ready for wider and brighter designs in ties. The year he decided to make his dream a reality, 1967, Lauren sold $500,000 worth of ties. He started Polo the next year. Number 5. Shahid Khan. At one time, businessman Shahid Khan washed dishes for $1.20 an hour. He's now one of the richest people in the world, but when Khan came to the US from Pakistan, he worked as a dishwasher while attending the University of Illinois. Khan now owns Flex and Gate, one of the largest private companies in the US, the NFL's Jacksonville Jaguars, and the soccer club Fulham. Number 4. Francois Pino. Luxury goods mogul Francois Pino quit high school in 1974 after being bullied for being poor. Pino is now the face of fashion conglomerate Kering, formerly PPR, but at one time, he had to quit high school because he was teased so harshly for being poor. As a businessman, Pino is known for his predator tactic, which includes buying smaller firms for a fraction of the cost when the market crashes. He eventually started PPR, which owns high-end fashion houses including Gucci, Stella McCartney, Alexander McQueen, and Yves Saint Laurent. Today, he owns Christie's, the world's top art business. Number 3. Li Ka-shing. After his father died, business magnate Li Ka-shing had to quit school to help support his family. Ka-shing fled mainland China for Hong Kong in the 1940s, but his father died when he was 15, leaving Ka-shing responsible for supporting his family. In 1950, he started his own company, Chung Kong Industries, which manufactured plastics at first but would later expand into real estate. Number 2. Sheldon Adelson. College dropout Sheldon Adelson grew up sleeping on the floor of a Boston tenement house. Adelson, the son of a cab driver, grew up in Dorchester, Massachusetts, and began selling newspapers at the age of 12, according to Bloomberg Business Week. A Forbes profile of the billionaire says years later, after dropping out of the City College of New York, Adelson built a fortune running vending machines, selling newspaper ads, helping small businesses go public, developing condos and hosting trade shows. Adelson lost almost all of his money in the Great Recession, but he earned much of it back in the following years. He now runs Las Vegas Sands, the largest casino company in the world, and is considered the most high-profile political donor in America, Forbes reported. Number 1. Larry Ellison. Oracle's Larry Ellison dropped out of college after his adoptive mother died and held odd jobs for 8 years. Larry Ellison, born in Brooklyn, New York, to a single mother, Ellison was raised by his aunt and uncle in Chicago. After his aunt died, Ellison dropped out of college and moved to California to work odd jobs for the next 8 years. He founded software development company Oracle in 1977, which is now one of the largest technology companies in the world. He's now Oracle's CTO and executive chairman.